Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This here is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. And I have just witnessed Derby County 1, Leeds United 3. We are thoroughly on the beach with this one, but Leeds coming through with 7 changes with 3 second-half goals to get the win. And as the caption says right there, Leeds reached 90 points for the season. 2 more needed for the fabled 2 points per game right the way through the championship season. Leeds already confirmed as champions yesterday. In fact, when Brentford lost at Stoke, confirmed promoted on Friday after West Brom slipped up at Huddersfield. So let's have a look at this game. And I do apologise profusely. We cut short the halftime stream to deal with the news that Danny Cowley had been sacked as Huddersfield manager. So I will remain on here and do a nice long stream here, and I'll take questions and I won't disappear anywhere. So this one today, as I said, a whole multitude of changes. Although Derby managing to put out probably a pretty decent team in respects of them, as I'm seeing the Leeds players celebrating on the pitch there. We're going up the EFL banners there. I don't know if there's a trophy presentation coming. We'll hang around and we'll have a look at that. So Roos in goal, Bogle, Davies, Clark for Forsyth, Rooney, Bird, Waghorn, Sibley, Lawrence, and Chris Martin up top. So pretty full strength. I'd have maybe George Evans and Max Lowe in that team. Maybe Jack Marriott ends up the long-term forward there. Who knows? None of the other Derby managers have played him. But a strong Derby team, especially when we have a look at this Leeds team. All the Leeds players drinking champagne on the pitch, just on my stream right here. Here, Casilla in goal over Meslier. Dallas over Ayling. White. Berardi over Cooper, Douglas over Dallas, who's also in the team, Struick over Phillips, Poveda over Costa, Hernandez in, Shackleton over Klitsch, Alioski over Harrison, and Roberts over Bamford. So you can see many, many changes in that team. The Leeds players seem to have flares and champagne. What a party. Are they waiting for a trophy? I wasn't aware it was being presented today, but we will keep having a look and I'll flip the thing round if they do. They're certainly out there waiting for something, unless it's just a photo opportunity here. A lot of people were asking whether a guard of honour would happen or not. Derby County doing the right thing indeed. And there you have the guard of honour. The first half was reasonably nondescript. A couple of injuries, though. Tom Lawrence seemed to hurt either his arm or his shoulder with a fall there. I'll do this. I don't want to get copyright, but you can just see there on my iPad the Leeds players celebrating right now as we speak. I'm sure they'll wait to lift the trophy, but congratulations to them and 90 points as well. As I was saying, Lawrence injured in the first half and Berardi as well, who I've just seen hobbling about. He's laying there on crutches. So I hope both of those players are okay. But I think we can move straight in and on to the second half, where we are finally going to get some goals in this one. And it's Derby who take the lead. They've got in down the right-hand side. This was on 53. You can just see the ball there. Craig Forsyth is going to make a good old-fashioned challenge there. Nice firm one. And that ball, if you look at Chris Martin at the bottom of the screen, is going to fall very nicely for Martin. He comes onto it. He swivels around there on the left foot. I have to say, if I'm Casilla, I'm saying that Ayling's in the way there, and it gets a little nick off him. So Casilla unsighted, and then the deflection going around him there. And Martin gets the goal to give Derby the lead. However, Leeds equalised within just 2 minutes of this. And it's Pablo Hernandez, who's been brilliant since the project restart. He's just had that dink to him from the right-hand side, I think possibly from Poveda. He chests. You can see Rooney closing him down there. The first shot is not a good one at all, but in the middle of your screen there, you'll see Curtis Davis, who, despite the fact that the shot was so weak, he could have just let it roll through to Roos behind him, tries to clear it, and all he does is literally passes it straight back to Hernandez in an even better position with the ball ahead of him. And he steps up, and as you can see, good players make good shapes. He strokes that with the right foot to Roos' left-hand side there and into the net. Very similar position that he scored from against Stoke, was it? Very similar body shape and technique indeed. So 1-1 here. More substitutes here, including Buchanan and Shinnie on for Forsyth and Sibley. And Buchanan is relevant here because he's going to lose his man for this second goal. So Tyler Roberts, Ayling steps out first off. Roberts does well, actually, because he comes short and then no one stays tight to him. So he spins, drives, and that's a lovely ball there. He's just going to slip that through. However, the sub Buchanan is cold, and you can see there he's let Jamie Shackleton go into the box. Nice finish. I've liked Shackleton. I do think I saw him start a game one time. I can't remember who it was against, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him starting a game as the Leeds players continue there to celebrate on the pitch. You can see there on my stream. And Shackleton sticks it in for what I'm told is his first senior goal. Nice moment for him. And Leeds are going 2-1 up, and they're going to keep up this excellent run of form. This season's going to look pretty imperious in the end for them. 90 points coming up, as I said. And after a couple more subs, Marriott for Bird. There's one more big chance, actually. Ayling slips on the right-hand side. Knight follows in behind him. And Krissy actually had a good game today. I know a lot of people thought we wouldn't be seeing Krissy again, but good save in the 1v1 here. And just when you thought we couldn't be any more on the beach, the most dreadful own goal you'll ever see, dearie me. There is Alioski on the left wing. It's a decent cross. It's searched, and he doesn't fizz it across with pace. He floats it in. There's a nice angle on it. And Matt Clark, who I like, who we did have at Ipswich before going to Portsmouth and then to Brighton, he just gets all in a muddle here. Look at that. He kind of half turns away and he wafts his left foot up at the ball, and he's inside the 6-yard box. Bamford obviously behind him there trying to get to the cross. He either needs to deal with that with his right foot or play the man, really, doesn't he? But he gets it all wrong, and very similar to £50 million defender Ben Godfrey yesterday, under not huge duress, a very, very bad on the beach style own goal there from Matt Clark, which makes it 3-1 to Leeds. Hernandez gives the ball away to Marriott at the end. Could have made it 3-2, but he fires over the top. And that is all she wrote from this on the beach game. Derby 1, Leeds United 3 for both teams. There you can see Leeds right at the top of the table now. It's an excellent season for them now. Look, 27 wins. They can make that 28 against old boy Lee Bowyer and his Charlton side in the last game of the season, and go on to 93. Norwich with 94 last season. But look, they're now 8 points clear at the top of the table. And what a swing that is. We thought we might get an automatic race, but look, 9 points clear of third place. It's amazing at the end of these seasons, once things do open up and, you know, certain teams ease up knowing that they're not going to get there, those gaps can open up, and you can see Leeds there miles clear in the end, and their winning streak and their winning run, certainly since that Brentford game back in, God, would have been February, would it? Has been just absolutely fantastic. So congratulations to Leeds, who are well confirmed champions now, miles clear and over the 90-point mark. Remember, you have to be a really good side to score 92 points, 2 points per game over an entire 46-game season. So well done, Leeds. And they're very close to making that there. We'll put it back up there because you just see Derby obviously it's a live league table, so there aren't actually haven't updated. Should be another L in there. It's been a very bad end to the season for Derby here. Draw, loss, loss. Now they've got 61 there. They're just hanging around in the top half there, but could have gone up into the top 10 with a win today. They did lead for 2 minutes, but not to be for Derby today, who are just going to want to stay in the top half now, I guess, for the remainder of the season. I haven't looked at the bottom half indeed, so I could not tell you about that. I'll come to your comments in just a jiffy. If you're a Leeds fan watching, let me know what you thought of Shackleton and Struick and Pervader playing in that game today. A few fringe players. Are they going to hang around? Are they now going to be loaned out back down to the Championship next season? Be interested in some thoughts as the Leeds players seemingly drowning in champagne here, doing some kind of lap of honour in an empty stadium here. Maybe they can see their staff at the top. Yes, there you go. There's Victor Orta being typically mad. They're basically playing to the gallery up there in an empty stadium. Very, very interesting times, let's just say. But let them enjoy this moment particularly. Right, I'm going to come to your comments in just a second. Let me just have a little look and we'll see what's happening in the game versus Barnsley and Nottingham Forest. It is 0-0 at 51. Remember, down at the bottom of the league table, and this is not a live one, this is pre-game. You can see there that as it stands, that would relegate Barnsley. Yes, if they have 44 points coming out of today, then Barnsley will be relegated. Their maximum upside will be 47, and obviously Luton went on to 48 yesterday. Right, let's have a look at some of your comments. And we'll get through some of these. I love this team. I'm not surprised. I bet you do. I bet you do indeed. I'm just scrolling all the way up. Max, is that the first on the beach match you've reviewed on the channel this season? In a word, Max, yes, it was very much on the beach, but it should be the only one, shouldn't it? On Wednesday night, well, you guys let me know what you want to see on the channel, but on Wednesday night, I suspect we'll be doing the big long watch along of all the games. But yes, battered Derby, gonna miss beating them. There you go. Bap says, well, wasn't that pleasing? I'd imagine if you were a Leeds fan, yeah. Nice and relaxed and comfortable win and by 2 goals, and seeing the fringe players, a few of them, Pervader had some moments, didn't he? Struick seems to look a player, and I've always liked Shackleton. So Rick says Derby couldn't even beat a peed up Leeds side. Yeah, I think you'd probably get high just with Klitsch breathing on you at the moment, couldn't you? But he seems to have had a few sherbets at the moment. But yeah, decent performance. Did have the air of a pre-season friendly, but look, those points keep tightening up. This is a competitive game. We won with our B team, says Rich. Yes, indeed. Hey, Ben, how's it going, pal? Hey, Adam, I'm good. Struick and Pervader look promising. Yeah, be interesting to see Struick maybe get a loan back downwards and see what's said about that. Adam, wow, that's hugely generous, Adam. I'm not drinking the wine at the moment, but Pepsi Max, I'll drink to that. Thank you, sir. A very, very generous £20 super chat. Thank you, Adam. Thank you very, very much. Struick looked very, very good. Yeah, I think there's definitely a player there, isn't there? Reese, 79p super chat. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Your kindness does not go understated, unnoticed. I don't know what I'm saying. But thank you very, very much. Leeds have many talented young players in the wing. All into Bielsa murder ball. There we go. Thomas says, all the talk of a young upcoming Derby team, stop it. A team full of donkeys. I think Derby are going to be, they're going to be looking pretty good next season if Lowe and Sibley, Buchanan, Whittaker, Bird, Bogle stays, and all those players step up a little bit. Oh, Reese is back with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. I'll drink to that, buddy. He says, we beat Derby hungover with a second string 11. I think they've been comfortably put in their place. See you as alumni next season. Thank you so much. Please stay subscribed if you are a Leeds fan. The idea being that we'll do the Dearly Departed show every match week, and I will look at the 3 promoted teams, Leeds and 2 others, because I wouldn't want to lose all you guys. Luis says, Strick, what a player. Yeah, he looks a good player, yeah. Paveda played well today. Fits and starts, but yes, something there, isn't there? Oh, no, not more of this Spanish. Here we go. Vamos Leeds, carajo. I can't pronounce this stuff, but thank you for your chats in Spanish. If you're in Argentina or Chile or wherever Bielsa's worldwide fan club lives. Mike says, Pieda will be something with another season under Bielsa. Street looks a player. Jamie Sheck, we already knew about. Yeah, just often, I know maybe Leeds training is a nice high standard, but these guys need games, don't they? As soon as you go up into that Premier League, that vicinity, then championship clubs are going to want your players. And I think for someone like Shackleton or Stewart, like I've said, a loan down to the championship mightn't be a bad thing next season. And Paveda's a bit different, isn't he? He's already been at a few clubs, and but maybe the same could be said of him. We were so worried, but looking at the table now, we've run away with it. Yes, indeed, you have. Adam says, might have to get that final table printed out as a poster for my bedroom. Well, wait another few days. You might have 93 points on there instead of 90. Stephen says, don't Derby have an EFL inquiry hanging over them, 12-point deduction, and they will have a relegation battle on Wednesday. So, yeah, Derby have they've had the charge and the investigations happening. They've not been found guilty. Remember, this all pertains to the stadium sale of Pride Park and whether the valuation is authentic, basically. It's put through for 80 million, I think. So they're still going to answer that. We will wait and see on the relegation issue. So here is the bottom half of the table. Sorry, Stephen, I will just remove your comments so we can see it. So you're counting up from 46 at the moment. That is the magic number. Remember, Wigan, strangely, they have a positive goal difference. So if you look up 10 points there, Sheffield Wednesday, so 12, and yes, they'd have something to do on the last day of the season. Remember, 46 is the magic number. So if Derby were found guilty, 61 there would have to be a 16-point deduction to pull Derby back down into anything. So that would be an unprecedented deduction. Obviously, the only precedent we have is 9 points for Birmingham, but you would think Derby are safe, wouldn't you? Badger, thank you so much. I think they are Aussie dollars, aren't they? Thank you. I'll drink to that. Thank you for my efforts and professionalism over the season. Love your videos and live stream. Wish you all the best for new career as a full-time football journalist. Thank you so much, Badger. You've been a great subscriber here. Always good insight and good debate as well, actually, with Badger. So thank you very, very much as we try and move towards doing this, maybe a bit more viably. Keep watching if you want me to make it. Tim says, hey, Ben, see a testimonial game was today. Leeds and Derby giving him the entire gate receipts for the day. But will we see Cassia again, hey? Will he get another game on Wednesday? Who knows? I've been raving about Stewart since last season, says Babs. First time, literally, when he came on against, who was it? Barnsley at the end there. Then that was the kind of first I was aware of him. So, yeah, terrific stuff. Let's see. Like I say, maybe alone, but Bielsa will know, won't he? Badger says Shaka's played a lot for Leeds and will have a big part to play for Leeds next season. Yeah, I'm sure the first time I saw Shackleton play, I'm sure he got brought on at fullback at Villa Park in a game. I think another lad called Pierce at fullback. So I don't know what became of him. Tim, thank you so much. A $10 super sticker. Thank you, sir. We will drink to that. That was the best own goal I've ever seen. If Carlsberg did own goals, God, it was terrible, wasn't it? Absolutely dreadful. Matthew says Rooney is stealing a wage. Probably got a big wage. I wouldn't say he's stealing it, but he's not had a good end to the season since the Preston game, I don't think, Rooney. Auto is using the binoculars. As I said, in the world of football banter, all is fair other than violence and hate speech. So I'm okay with the binocular stuff. I don't do football banter because you can never win, because at any given point, you're going to get it larged over you. But yes, if the Derby fans went for it, so one good turn deserves another, and the Derby players and management went for it as well, didn't they? So performance of champions. There we go. That was like Norwich's own goal last night against Burnley. Yes, I mean they were both equally awful in slightly different ways, weren't they? But yes, considering we've just had Norwich valuing Ben Godfrey at 50. Well, was it? I think, to be fair to Norwich, it might have been the newspapers valuing him at 50 million. But there we go. And Max says Leeds on the magical 2 points per game. Yes, 90 from 45. Outstanding. Luis says amazing. Pascal, what a player. Is that Struick? Much to watch on Wednesday. Much to be sorted out. And let's just see if the EFL throw in the grenade of a couple of points deductions between now and then. We will see. Victor Orta just then. Love that man. Is he wandering around? Pat Bamford's up being interviewed at the moment. Is he wandering around with his binoculars? Quite the character, isn't he? Bristol Annie says, really fuming as a Bristol City fan that we didn't even show up when Preston and teams around us were dropping points. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it, with Bristol City in the end? But that was an amazing performance from a Leeds second team. Pervader, fantastic. Where's my wine? Just easing off a little bit. Today it was obviously a bumper session, wasn't it? On Friday, and a bit of a barbecue yesterday. But yes, Jay says too early for wine. There we go. And Noel says, how jammy are Birmingham? We deserve to go down, and Wigan, no fault of theirs, will sink instead. Derby will smash Blues on Wednesday, saving themselves. Yeah, Birmingham, are they officially safe now? Noel, let me just take your comment away 1 second, and we'll have a look down at the bottom there. Trying to keep up with all of this and remember everything. Birmingham 50, maximum upside for Wigan is 49. So yeah, Birmingham are safe, and happily so, I'm sure, for you. No, Ed just says, I don't think any of our players we saw will be loaned out. I think they'll do better in Leeds under 23s than in the Championship. Yeah, well, we will see. I think maybe one or two mightn't they? Campeones says Blaze Dragon. Bielsa has instilled the way of playing at the club at all levels, so anybody can still slot in and do a job. Yeah, they did it, didn't they? They did it. Not quite Bielsa ball today, a bit beach ball more like, but they won the game, didn't they? Leeds had nothing to lose, but then again, neither did Derby. Blaze Dragon, Ben, your videos are class. Keep them coming. Thank you so much. Rooney couldn't be less bothered today. I think a few people were on the beach, so to speak, today. There we go. Sean says, Rooney is no relation to me and played for the Reds. But what a player, what a career. Yes, indeed. Ian Paveda, remember the name. Ben, who else is coming up? I think you said you would tell us now. This game's done. Tim, I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. You think West Brom are now not going to blow second place again, are they? So you think West Brom, and then it looks like the playoffs will be Cardiff against Brentford and Fulham against Forest. But we'll see. Cardiff could still go past Forest because it's still 0-0. 65 gone in that game. And yes, the fable 2 points per game. It's coming. Ben, I'll still watch you next season. Thank you. Please do. Danny Cowley to Bristol City. Well, up for grabs now. I've done the Danny Cowley reaction video, and for all our let me just move that out of the way. Sorry. For all our trying to figure out who's been linked with who, now the Huddersfield statement says they don't want anyone applying for the job. So that implies someone who's out of work is coming in for that one. So there we go. Mick McCarthy, he's got to be back somewhere, hasn't he? I hope we don't relegate Lee Bowyer's Charlton. Well, do you want your 93 points, or do you want to do your old mate a favour? There we go. The Trine, a super chat there. Norwegian krona. I never get these right. I'll drink to that. What's the money for winning the championship? The money is totally irrelevant. Probably like 30 grand or something. The money is the 100 million pounds. TV money that's going to come in next season. So yeah, I can look that up. But yeah, it's all about the TV money now. And remember, even if you're only up for one season, 100 million TV money, 45 million parachute the next season, 35 the next, 175 million. Ching, indeed. Mike says, we're really going nuts with our celebrations at Derby. I'm seeing Jermaine Beckford now chatting the cutaway from the celebrations. Isn't the potential FFP deduction just 9 points? I don't know. I did once read the rulings about flagrant breaches, infractions and cooperation. So Birmingham were deducted 9 points, and that was for the amount they were over the rolling 39 million across the 3 seasons. Birmingham then got deducted an extra point for a flagrant breach in that they've been warned and they still broke it. And then because they cooperated, they then had the point taken off. So obviously Derby and Sheffield Wednesday have done the exact opposite of cooperating. However, particularly with the Derby case, when you're talking about an 80 million quid stadium, we genuinely don't know, because they could say it's worth 70 million, 60 million, 50 million, 40 million. And then it could be, well, how much are you over once you take that possibly 30 million off the books? So no idea, absolutely no idea. I think the basic is 9 points, but yeah, if it's a flagrant breach, and then if you're miles over, I think it can go as high as 21 or something insane like that. But as always, I'll point you to Kieran on Price of Football there. He's the master at talking about that stuff, which I find very tricky to understand. Indeed. Right, sorry. Scrolling. Not sure why Derby didn't sell their ground for 5 billion. Maybe had to do what they wanted forever. There you go. Unlucky Ben, looks like Bournemouth are going to be a championship club next season. Are they really? What's going on at Bournemouth? They've lost 2-0 to Southampton. I wish no ill on Aston Villa, but I'd quite like to get them. Champions, says Jive. And a big thumbs up. Everybody, if you've got 177 in the chat here, hit the thumbs up button. Draw more people to the chat. Oh, Pierce is at Wigan now, is he? Interesting. I love the chat too. I'm typing like a warrior. A few beers in, best part of a bottle of bubbly. Lovely stuff. Derby bowed down for the league champions. Don't know if we should talk about bowing down and kneeling and whatnot in this climate, but essentially they did, didn't they? Cardiff or Swansea for the playoffs, Ben. Cardiff for me, really. They only need one more point to get in there, don't they? So I think they'll take 6th, and Forest only need 1 point to confirm that, and they're getting that at the moment. Alicia, thank you. A £5 super chat there. I'll drink to that. My donations will come flooding in when the wine bottles get opened. There we go. Well, come and join us for the Game Week 45 review, which, depending on time, might happen tonight, might happen tomorrow night, but I will advertise it. Really wish the fans had been there. Would have made it so great. Yeah, would have been good, wouldn't it? Mike says, true, Ben, the banter can always come back and bite you in the arse. Yeah, and I mean, I said about this earlier about football banter, but you're only ever the next moment away from giving it large again, aren't you? I don't do it because I don't like being proved wrong, as you've probably realised in some of the super chats and some of the things that I don't want to stand there and give it large on a goal, knowing that 2 seconds later a goal could go in against me. But what do they say about in the Game of Thrones? You either win or you die. Well, in the game of football banter, you're never winning for long, put it that way. And the only way to not lose the game of football banter is to not play, which I don't. I love banter and hate no football fans. All football fans are the best. There you go. That's the way forward. As long as it never gets personal or hateful or violent, then it's all okay by me. I just sit and watch, basically. Derby fans will be hitting the antidepressants tonight. Hopefully not. 0-0, Barnsley heading down as it stands. I think we were at 65 minutes on that one when last we checked. Yes, 70 minutes now. Barnsley need to score or they are down. Ultimate motivation for Derby next season, watching these celebrations. Maybe. Derby pumped off second string Leeds team. Yes. Jonathan. Jonathan is back. Thank you, sir. £5 super chat. I'll drink to that, my friend. Leeds are the best in the league by a mile. Open the Argentine wine. The donations will come flooding in. I've got to be a bit careful drinking so much. We have Ferjani here in a Leeds training top doing an interview. Yeah. A very well-groomed man, isn't he? Typical Italian, if there's such a thing. How was the barbecue yesterday? It was very good, but, and I didn't want to show this, well, I got my sleeves rolled up. If you look there, in a white top, I ate a spare rib, and I bit into it, and I burnt my finger, and then I dropped the rib, boom, off the white top. Terrible news. We all love Leeds, says Leeds United. Any chance that Cardiff slip up and allow Swansea back into 6th? QPR took Millwall out of the pitch yesterday with a great performance. Yeah, 4-3 yesterday. Joyous stuff. I'm going to keep my powder dry, Bailey, until we do the preview show, which will be on Monday if we do the review tonight, or more than likely it'll be on Tuesday, the preview show. But I'll have a look at the fixtures and then I will let you know what I think there. Interesting. Leeds were deducted 15 points, but there seems to be an unbalanced score here. Oh, what is this on? What was that for? Was that an administration or I don't recall that. You Leeds fans probably know better than me. That would have been in the League One days for an administration, wouldn't it? Which is different to FFP. But hey, Wigan 12 for administration at the moment. John Doe, why does Philip Coker remind me of the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I think he's got quite pointy Dutch features, hasn't he? So Ben's video proved how good a job Auto has done over the last 3 seasons. Yes, watch my video, Leeds promoted to the Premier League, how they did it. And I think my takeaway from that on Leeds was that they haven't got every single thing right. But what they've done really well is they've moved fast. They've moved ruthlessly at times, particularly with Christensen, Heckingbottom. And then, you know, when Janssen needed to go, he was gone. When Ruth needed to go, he was gone. Ronaldo Vieira, Chris Wood. Yeah, they've done a great job, really. And all within FFP, running the tight ship. Yeah, fair dues, Victor Roth. He obviously knows a player. And from that, Tim says, be interesting to see who Leeds recruit. Yeah, very interesting time now. All eyes on Ben White. Aussie Patriot, good day from Australia. Hi, Aussie Patriot. What a weekend. I hope you've had a great time. Bailey says, congratulations on 10K. Well earned and deserved. We have been trying for ages to get to 10K subscribers on YouTube, and we did it. It says across the bottom there, thank you for helping us reach 10,000 subs. If you're watching here on the stream now and you haven't hit subscribe, hit subscribe. If you want to contribute like a load of people have already on Super Chat, that's amazing as well. And subscribing on Patreon, and then you can like and comment obviously here as well. But yes, a great day. And that thing there saying 5,000 needs to be changed. 19th of the 3rd, 2019. That's incredible how this has gone. We've doubled our subscribers across this season. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you to each and every person. Alex says, will dearly departed will include those relegated or just promoted? I don't know. Probably it would have to be 2 shows if I did the relegated teams as well, but that's not a terrible idea, Alex. We probably Barnsley. Look, if Luton went, probably would do, wouldn't it? Actually, that might be a good thing. Let me have a think about that, Alex. But that's not a terrible idea. We could do the League One teams as well, couldn't we? You might be onto something there, sir. Get me your get me your reactions there. Noel, how do I see the Premier League relegation going? Honestly, the amount of energy I put into the Championship, I'm not actually that well versed in the Premier League. Obviously, Norwich and miles away. I believe there is a big game between Aston Villa and West Ham, isn't there, coming up? So Bournemouth, is that their game number 37 that they've just lost? So they're as good as down now, aren't they? And I believe Watford, who have just got rid of their manager, they're going to bring Warnock in for 2 games or something. Watford play Man City. I don't know. Villa have got Arsenal though as well, but maybe Arsenal will be tired after their FA Cup stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. It's completely up for grabs, isn't it? Bale says, great, balanced, unbiased work all season. Thank you. All insightful, informative. Great performance under the circumstances as Leeds stamp their mark on the title win. Agree with all of that, especially the nice things. Nigel Pearson has left Watford. Who for that job? I don't know what they're thinking there. I really don't, unless they're going to bring in Harry Houdini or something for the last 2 games. But one of them's against Man City. So, Big Sam, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Ben Bloom is a class act, like Leeds. Thank you. Very kind. Who do you think played the better football? Newcastle under Rafa, Leeds under Bielsa, or Wolves under Nuno? Leeds played the most attacking football. Wolves probably had the best players, and Wolves probably were more multifaceted, weren't they? They had, Leeds has got one way to play, and it either works or it doesn't. Difficult question, that one. In terms of expansive and attacking, probably Leeds. In terms of a bit more multifaceted and pragmatic, probably Newcastle and Wolves. Newcastle and Wolves had much better players as well. Remember, Wolves had Bolly, Neves, and Diogo Jota, and Newcastle just went out and signed all the best Championship players, didn't they? So, interesting comparison between the 3 promotions. In terms of attacking and flowing football, it would be Leeds, but Wolves were so much better than everyone else with those Champions League players they had. So, interesting. I want my cake and to eat it. 93 points and Charlton to stay up. Life doesn't work like that, Jay, does it? I'm afraid. Matthew says, why have the Cowleys been sacked by Huddersfield, Ben? Please explain. Well, I hopefully have done a video on this that I managed to squeeze out at half time. So that's already up. I dare say you'll never find out why they've been sacked. It'll probably be something to do with the relationship between them and the higher-ups, and either the perception the higher-ups have of them and what they're doing, which they would never publicly tell us what it was, or it could be something the other way around, where they've asked the higher-ups for something or a certain amount of the money, and I can't say, because on the basis of what we know from the outside, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So it can only be something else. They've saved them, essentially. They're on to year 2 parachutes now, and you'd think they'd get a go, but they ain't going to get it, are they? Mike says, Ben, I will send a super chat on Wednesday. It's safer. My missus thinks paying for a dodgy website. Yeah, whatever you need to do. I'd rather Charlton go down than Wigan, to be fair. Bowyer will get a job elsewhere. I suspect we will see Mr. Bowyer in gainful employment in the Championship, whatever happens, won't we? El Magico, Pablo Hernandez, another goal for him today. Apparently with overseas TV, Leeds are rumoured to be on for 200 million next season. I would have to see those numbers, but the 100 million I was quoting for was domestic TV. So, you may be right there, Badger, with that one. God knows what the commercials will be for a club of the size of Leeds as well. To be fair, it could be Luton, Hull and Barnsley that go down, so maybe they both stay up. Duncan says, had the feeling Leeds could have raised their game at any point. Martin scores 15 minutes later. It's 3-1. Keep up the work, Ben. Good work. Leeds fans, continue to watch. We all love you. Thank you very, very much. Badger says, how the bejesus can Man City get off with the FFP breach? That would be called by having better lawyers than UEFA. I think if you're the Arabs that run Man City, the Abu Dhabi guys, you can just afford the, Messi, Ronaldo and Neymar of lawyers, can't you? People on the beach Party weekend, where it starts. Whoopee. Yes, indeed. Matt Clark was on the beach for that own goal, wasn't it? If Leeds get relegated, the Prem would probably suspend parachute payments for a season. They all hate Leeds. Well, I want parachute payments gone, but yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it in the end. Maybe Premier League 2 is the only way. If Bielsa is El Loco, do we call Victor El Psycho? Good shout. Oops, someone disliked. Maybe an unhappy Barnsley fan. Look, haters going to hate. And generally with YouTube, if you don't get any hatred, that means you're not imprinted enough, because that means that you're not reaching outside of your own niche. So, you know, who cares? There we go. Bend the knee to the kings of the north. We're obviously quoting Game of Thrones here. Nothing to do with anything political, obviously. Jay says Forest could still finish 6th and Cardiff 5th. Yeah, could switch over, couldn't they? Leeds are top scorers now. Was it Brentford? Bamford 16, Hernandez 9, own goal 8. Flash them up, being you've taken the time to write them. Wow. To be fair, I think we Leeds need to invest wisely in players. We need to be more clinical. Otherwise, we might struggle next season. Biggest fear. Can we have a live watch along for Wednesday? Yes, I'd like to try it. I've been loath to do it, but the whole story on Wednesday is not one game, and they're all happening at the same time. So I just need to figure out. I do have an old iPad and a newer iPad that I replaced it with. Just whether it completely kills my internet streaming sort of 3 different games at once. But what maybe we'll do is I'll keep Twitter open and I'll get the notifications for all the clubs and then go that way. Tim says getting Harrison on loan again is very smart. Yes, only if he doesn't, play really well in the Premier League and then Manchester City all of a sudden go, well, you know what? We might actually want him after all. Remember, a successful loan always puts the player's price up and makes them more sought after, which does benefit the lending club, doesn't it? So, yes. Yes, there was a chant. 15 points. Who gives a chuff? We're Super Leeds and we're going up. There we go. 15 points. Is it the normal Leeds one? How well did Pascal Struijk play today? He was excellent. Yeah, looks a good player there. We've been having some debate whether he'll be in the Leeds squad, whether it'll be a Leeds under 23, whether they loan him to the Championship next season. But yeah, looks like a player, doesn't he? Anthony, best YouTube channel by far. Look forward to the alumni show. Thank you, and I'm so glad you Leeds fans are going to be loyal and stay next. I'm not going to be disloyal to watch something else, but we're going to try the Dearly Departed show. I'm looking forward to it really, really well. We deducted 12 points for admin, I think, and 15 points for not coming out in the correct way. Wow. Didn't Luton get 25 at one stage? Well done for 10K. Thank you, Matthew. You're a great subscriber. Always in here. Brilliant stuff. Our first recruit is Milner, I believe. There we go. Adrian, felices desde Argentina. I can't do the accent. I'm trying. Well done, Ben, on 10K. Thank you, Leeds 2020. Not Cardiff in the playoffs. Leeds will lose in the Premier League to them. They are a bogey team. Yes, indeed. Enzio, thought we played well today, considering Ben. Great to see Shax get a goal. Yeah, well, that was a nice moment, wasn't it? And he looked. It's really nice when you see footballers. They had a slow-mo of him scoring in his face, and he looked so made up. And then he kind of stopped himself and went, "Oh, there's no one in the stadium. We're already promoted." But he looked so pleased when he scored, which is just great, isn't it? Paveda looks an excellent prospect. Is this even a stream if Chris, Mr. Brentford, isn't in here? No, Chris is good fun, isn't he? Having him in here. I'm sure Chris will be back. He's probably just sitting in a cold, dark room after that Stoke game yesterday. Wouldn't be against signing JKA, Jean-Kevin Augustin. I think he could be a good option. Just hope we can keep fit. What I've said about Augustin from a Leeds point of view is the lengths they go to identify a player, and that they were willing to, do this possible deal of 20 million if they go up. They obviously rate him very highly. So maybe it might still happen, and maybe he might be a great player for them. The guard of honour was the normal respect from professionals. Derby Leeds rivalry is a joke. Liverpool v Leeds 0-0 for Leeds to win title, and the Scousers hated us but paid respect to the champions. I think the loss yesterday took it out of him. Oh, what, Chris? There we go. Do I reckon Norwich will go up next season? Well, in theory, they should do, shouldn't they? If they have the same pattern of play with the same manager and the majority of the same players, then yes, they could. The issue that they could have, and I've said this before, is 5 names, 3 need to stay. Webber, Farker, Buendia, Aarons, Pukki. They need 3 out of those. When we were talking about the Leeds promotion and I analysed that, I said promotions can be the compounding of lots of good practice over 2-3 years generally, or a freak season. And the worry for Norwich is that it could have been the compounding of a lot of good decisions, i.e. Webber and all those signings, or it could have been a freak season. And a freak season could have been propped up by Aarons, Pukki and Buendia. And then you just never know that sometimes it can be that you take 1 or 2 players, if they're the most vital players that make the whole team tick, can really, really upset a team. But in theory, the way they played last season, they were unstoppable, weren't they? So in theory, same pattern of play executed to anywhere near the same level, and they were okay. It just did feel a little bit like Pukki didn't miss for that entire season, didn't he? He was just incredible, wasn't he? So who knows? Bielsa will only want players who are better than he already has. Won't be doing a Fulham or Villa spending spree. We're looking at quality, not quantity. Yeah, indeed. I always stand up for Villa here. Look, I know they were badly run, but Villa did something different to Fulham in the respects that Fulham tore up a team that they owned that had got them up and just bought a load of new players, whereas Villa borrowed their team to get up and then had to literally, to even be anywhere near where they were, go and sign players. So I'm standing up for Dean Smith a little bit there. Villa, obviously, as the club under Dr. Tony, did put themselves on the brink of disaster, and that was the reason there. But they both spent and could well both be down. Best YouTuber by Country Miles says, Roger, thank you so much. Very, very kind indeed. Bailey says, I like the idea of doing a roundup of dearly departed of the teams that went down to League One in addition to the ones that went up. Expands to what's going on above and below the Championship. Yeah, let me have a think. That would be the plan, wouldn't it? We do the 3 Premier League teams and then the 3 League One as well. We just have to check that the League One teams weren't bothered about sitting through the Premier League chat, and the Premier League ones didn't all switch off when we got to the League One. Well, it has to be 2 separate videos. So let's see. Bielsa is a genius, turned a mediocre team into world beaters. Yeah, very good. Leicester are completely blowing their Champions League chances with this loss to Spurs. They're losing at the moment, are they? Going to let Man United in. What a shame. 2 crazy managerial changes here. Why Watford would get rid of Pearson is beyond me. And if they go down, he's got the experience in the Championship. Yeah. I don't get why you do it unless there's been some almighty fallout, then who knows? Right, let's keep scrolling. Nothing quite like a Benjamin Bloom live stream. Thank you. I'm going to put the fan on. Let's hope it doesn't do that weird thing to my eye and it starts screaming. Kane just scored an absolute screamer, 3-0. Yeah, he's decent, that Kane, isn't he, eh? If Newcastle get their takeover approved, they'll make it hard for Leeds to break into the top 6. Lofty ambitions there, Tim, unless QSI or 49ers invest heavily. Remember, even with heavy investment now, the way it's set up is that you can't just, spend hundreds of millions in the first season. You have to space it out and time it. But I suppose with the Man City example, spending on infrastructure has worked very well for them. Ben, Wednesday, last day of the season, all of us on the and watch the night unfold. That sounds fun, doesn't it? That does sound very fun. Maybe we should do that. Did you know that Roman Abramovich is the top donor to Chabad Lobovich? I did not know that, and I don't know who Chabad Lobovich is either. Let's keep on moving. Wow, that's niche. What was the best Crystal Palace team to be promoted from the playoffs? 89, 97, 2004 or 13? Well, I'm assuming that the 89 team had Ian Wright and Mark Bright up front together. So we'll have to go for them. One of those teams was terrible as well. They'd come from absolutely nowhere, didn't they? Sky showing West Brom on one channel and Brentford on the other. Maybe we will do that. it's just getting the streams to run concurrently. But I know what will happen. We'll get the stream going, and everyone will be letting me know in the stream. Very, very hard to keep up, let's just say. We're Leeds by Ben White. Do you know, if I'd had £1 for everybody who's asked me that, for Leeds' sake, I hope they do, but all down to Brighton, really, isn't it? Cheers, lads. Have a beer, says Terry. I'm having one at Dublin. Waited long enough for this. There we go. Hopefully the Harrison loan means Leeds can afford Ben White. That's a good point, isn't it? If that's why they've done that, that's brilliant management to free up the... What was it going to be for Harrison? Was it 8 or 12 million? Am I pulling those figures out of my backside? Yeah, we've loaned Harrison already for another season. We have a clause. Oh, well, there you go. I stand corrected then in that case. Unless the clause has been renegotiated, if they're still getting for 7 million after another season's loan, then it would beg the question, though, why would they loan? You know, may as well just take the 7 million if they're going to take him at the end of the season anyway. There you go. It's been said Man City will accept Harrison going for 8 million. Let's see. Wednesday is going to be a madness. Let's hope it is. Hey, should be good. Leeds didn't even get out of first gear. Still won at Kante. Good sign. Well done on the 10K. Bring on 50. I don't know what to set the next target at now. I guess 11. Although, since yesterday, even if I throw it up, yeah, we're nearly at 10,100 already. 10,082. So it's going very, very well indeed. Leeds need to sign players now. Loan market did its job to keep us in. You've written FFS too much in your texts there, haven't you, Lorimer? Because it's corrected your FFP to FFS. What's the price for Jean-Kevin? 21 million. Is that euros or pounds? Not that much difference now, is it? Bully's asking about the option on Harrison. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't get why you'd loan again unless there was a very tight budget and you wanted to free up the 8 million. But then also, if I'm Man City, I'm like, well, you know, take him now or we'll, you know, play a bit of hardball. Maybe that says more about me, but there you go. Is the Leeds takeover more likely than Newcastle? Yeah, I suspect. So best part of 40 million for him and the winger from Wolves, Costa. So 16 million for Costa, wasn't it? Harrison will be 8. Yeah. You pay for quality, though, don't you? Hey, when will you do start of season league table predictions? That will be Thursday, the 23rd, the day after. I'll do it the day after the table's done. It'll be a lot of fun, which is around what Sheffield United paid for McBurney. Yes, they did. Yeah. Sheffield United went a different way, didn't they? Kind of took the best players who played against them the previous season. We're paying 4 million for Costa per season, not in one lump sum. Yeah, most of those transfer dealings are done that way, especially with clubs like Wolves, where they've got the Chinese behind them, haven't they? And it's all about cash flow to keep your FFP. You know, there's an ungodly amount of money that's backed up in transfers that have already been done that's still owed. You always get flack when you're over target. YouTube dislike. Oh, interesting. Yeah. As long as people, sometimes I let it get to me, and you know, my missus is, you know, good. She says, "What are you worrying about that person for?" And you know, they're probably an idiot. But sometimes people say insightful things, and well, it doesn't offend me. Then you know, I'm like, oh, well, it's true. There we go. Super Swindon, and we're going up. There we go. Swindon, indeed, some Swindon representation in the live chat here today. What old teams that used to be in the Championship went up and down and have come back do you miss the most due to fans, stadium atmosphere? Villa, who went last season. Wolves as well. Good old club, aren't they? I've only been doing it a couple of years, so actually going around all the grounds. Ipswich. Hit the like button. There we go. What's the plan for the off-season? Still going to be doing the live chats? Yes. So we were in the lockdown doing football update videos where I collect up all the headlines for the day and we have a good old chat and debate about them. They are good fun. So we'll try and do those in the off-season. And then we should get some transfer window action as well. Hit the like button. There we go. Up the borough, says Stephen. We'll beat Wednesday on Wednesday and then we'll stay up. Do we know It's 180 million as champions of the championship. I mean, everyone quotes that number, don't they? Based on 100 million TV money for season 1 plus the 2 parachute payments. Obviously, going to the Premier League has then vast costs on top of that, and you probably pay out, I don't know, 10 to 20 million in promotion bonuses immediately. But in terms of the gross money coming in, yeah, that'd be about right for the domestic broadcast money is what we're talking about. There'll be other revenue streams, but there'll also be other expenses. But when have us football fans ever cared about that? We just take the biggest figure and roll with it, don't we? Matthew says, great job. Massive week as a Leeds fan. Shame we couldn't celebrate the team, friends, fans. We have loads of fans here in Manila. Nice. 10 p.m. curfew. Is that a COVID curfew? Interesting. Can't wait till Frank Lampard starts crying that we're spying on Chelsea. All spies, aren't we? Although Bielsa is a genius, he's very loyal to his players. That makes me nervous that the player we have are not all good enough to play the system. Yeah. Interesting. 1998 Palace team. Yeah. Niche. Have more faith, says Bully Beef. Every one of these players deserves the chance. Yes, they deserve the chance. Bielsa will bomb them out if they're not good enough, don't you? So we spend 300 million in the first year and get Man City's lawyers to get our FFP improved. Yes. Oyu over here says, after the BS Huddersfield pulled, sacking Cowley with 1 game to go and hoping for an outside chance of everyone below them winning, them losing and going down on goal difference, would that be justice? I think they're safe, aren't they? I think they've got 51 and nobody can catch them. Have Barnsley won? Unbelievable. Barnsley have won. Wow. Let me just double check what has gone on there. Oh my God. Barnsley have scored a 93rd minute winner against Forest in the second from last game. That is sensational. So we had a 93rd minute goal in Charlton versus Wigan. Bear with me. I'll get the table up and we'll have a look at the bottom of the table. That is insanity. And they would have been down if they had not have scored that goal. Incredible. Annoyingly, this table won't have Wigan's points deduction on it, but I will send that across to the live at the moment, and we can make it is sensational from Barnsley. I'm just going to pivot a little bit, and we will talk about that. Pivot for you friends, watchers there. If you remember Ross trying to get the sofa up the stairs, very funny. Right, downloads. Let's get this table up. Goodness me, what a score for Barnsley. Now uploaded, and we will take a look at that live table. Look at that. Hull are bottom. Hull are screwed. Look at them. Hull are down. That's relegated Hull, hasn't it, basically? Unless they win and there's a... Oh, no, they could get past Luton, couldn't they? No. They need to get past more than Luton, don't they? They need to get past Charlton as well. Yeah, Hull are done. Look at that. So even if Hull win, they're 16 behind Charlton on the goal difference. So that goal has given Barnsley a chance and pretty much relegated. Oh, no, hang on. No, sorry. I haven't factored Wigan in. Wigan will be in there on 46, won't they? Oh, my God, this is complicated. So it'll be Hull 45, Barnsley 46, Wigan 46, Luton 48, Charlton 48. Those results could not have gone to be more cat amongst pigeons than the way they've gone. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible at the bottom there. My goodness me. Yes, Matthew, they appear to be, don't they? No way. Last day relegation is going to be mad. 6 teams could go down. Unbelievable. Waffler says suits. Of course. Oh, Barnsley are playing Brentford, aren't they, at the top of the... Oh, my God. Right, we're definitely doing the watch-along there on the last day. Right, look, guys, we are coming up an hour. Yeah, Jamie, we got it. Barnsley, 93rd minute. Sensational championship. Wow. Well, of course, Charlton are at Leeds. Oh, Wednesday's going to be good. So look, let's definitely do the watch on Wednesday. That is going to be brilliant. I cannot wait for that now. It's going to be a nervy old day, isn't it, that one? Right, we're coming up for now, so I'm going to stop the review. It was Derby 1, Leeds 3. Leeds reached 90 points. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I will likely do the game week review. I'll be honest, it's likely to be tomorrow night. We've had plenty of content out today. Thank you, each and every one of you, for watching. Thank you for the super. If you're still here, there are 200 people here. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and thank you, everybody, for getting us over 10,000 subscribers. It's been wonderful. It's been a wonderful weekend for Leeds, who are promoted and champions and have just reached 90 points. But roll on Wednesday for the mother of all relegation slowdowns. I cannot wait. Unbelievable scenes. Thank you very, very much. And I will see you tomorrow night for the review, Tuesday night for the preview, and Wednesday night